and welcome to Living Healthy and Aging Well. My name is Ken Haglund, and we are broadcasting from the AM 950 radio station that overlooks beautiful Bryant Lake Regional Park, located in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. I am so grateful to be here with you today, and I hope all of you listening are doing well. We are on the air every Saturday from noon to 1 to talk about your health and your life. We cover a wide range of topics to help you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. I want to thank all of you that leave us messages on our radio show phone line. We appreciate hearing from you, and we welcome your comments, questions, and topics for future shows. Also, if you are interested in being a guest on our radio show, please call or text us anytime at 612-999-3426. And we look forward to hearing from you. Now, we are adding new listeners to the show each week, and we are so thankful for that, not only here in the Twin Cities of Minnesota, but also throughout the country. You can find podcasts for all of our shows on the AM 950 radio website, and we can also be found on Apple iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and many other podcast and streaming services. You can also watch our broadcast live each time on the radio station's Facebook page at AM 950 Radio. Now, I want to mention that we have a great show for you today. I am really excited about this. Joining me in a few minutes will be Julie Hamilton. She is the owner of Avelo Web Development, and she, along with her team, created Senior Communities Guide. Julie will be talking about search engines and marketing and how her team has created websites that look great, are easy to use, and rank high in online search results for 25 years. She and her team recently created the website for this radio show. Check it out at livinghealthyagingwell.com. You will enjoy hearing my conversation today with Julie, and I am looking forward to it as well. Now, we received several calls about our show last week with Joel Denny. He's the executive director and owner of Care Builders at Home of Minneapolis. We talked about the many services Joel and his team provide to aging seniors here in the Twin Cities. Now, Care Builders at Home recently launched its wellness program, which allows seniors to connect to caregivers and family members virtually through their existing television sets. Isn't that amazing? This technology is easy to use and is accessible to seniors who may not be comfortable with cell phones and computers, but they're used to operating their TVs. For more information on this new program that Joel has here with Care Builders at Home, give them a call at 612-260-2205 or visit them at carebuildersathomemn.com. That was a great show. If you are interested in hearing more about that, go on the AM 950 website and check out that podcast. Joel was a great guest, and I really enjoyed that. We'll get him back on the show here in the future to talk more about this new technology that they are launching, and it's pretty exciting. All right. Well, let's get into our show here. I want to mention that Julie's been on the show before. So we are by popular demand bringing her back, and we are really looking forward to talking to her about her web development company. And I was so thankful to run across her in the past because she then ended up putting together our website, and we recently launched that. And I'm so excited about it that I just wanted to get her back on the show to talk about the great work that she does. Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hi, Ken. It's so great to be here.
This is fantastic. Well, tell us, I know the audience just loves to know about the guests I have on the show. Give us a little bit about your background and what inspired you to start your own tech company 25 years ago.
Yeah, what's interesting about that is Google is 23 years old. So we were 2 years ahead of Google, if you can believe that. Well, I was a graphic designer in the mid-'90s, freelance, and a good friend of mine wanted to go into business with me, and we looked at different kinds of businesses. We looked at printers, smelly, by the way, back then in the 90s. There isn't anymore. And we were going to do some things with document scanning, which is kind of funny because everything was on paper then, and we knew that the future was not on paper. And then we came across web development, so I went to the library, remember those, opened a book, and that's when we decided to do web development, and that was when we also decided to hire our first employee, a programmer. So.
Wow. And history ever since. So you've been doing web development and helping people, helping customers, helping businesses get themselves online, which has been a transition. I mean, over that period of time, I remember Yellow Pages and White Pages, and I mean, everything was analog. It was paper.
It was, and so that's why we came up with Avalo, because it started with A, and that really was, the books really were search engine optimization back in the day, and you wanted to be out front, and
Right.
and so yes, that's one of the things that we found is that we knew telephone books were going to be going away. But it did take a while, and so we were doing about 80% print and about 20% web, and we had to convince our print customers that they needed a website, because they, if they were in the phone book, they thought that's all they needed, until we kind of showed them what they could have. And then because we were designing like designers and not like techie people with the opening and closing You Got Mail type of graphics and blue links and things like that, we were actually doing graphics. And so we started getting noticed back in 1996, even before some of the ad agencies were really jumping into it. So it was really a fun time because there weren't very many of us, and we really kind of were head above the rest, just thinking about it on the design perspective. So
Yeah, that was, I remember, companies would say, well, what should we call ourselves? Well, how about Acme or AAA? Or you wanted to be first in the phone book when people opened up to that section of whether plumbers or electricians or whatever your service was. And so back then it was a whole different approach, and you couldn't make any changes too. Once that print happened, you were done for the year until the next phone book came out.
Right. Yeah, and for us, we wanted to have the word name Avalon, which is the Arthurian legend, an island in that story. And so the Avalon car had just come out, and we were like, we don't want to be known like a car. And then we looked in the phone book, and there was a lot of Avalons. So that's why we came across Avalo. We were able to trademark it, and we were able to get Avalo.com. And even back then, even though we knew really nothing about search engine, because there really wasn't such thing as search engines, we knew that if we had our name.com, that was going to be, and so few letters, that was going to be something that we would be able to do very well with. So,
well, that was very, very thoughtful, great foresight to have a small domain name and to capture that, because that's such a big deal these days. I see domain names that are, well, look at ours, livinghealthyagingwell.com. I mean, it's if you know what you're looking for, you can find that pretty quickly.
Yeah, there isn't a whole lot of names left, and that's why they're, if you look at how like drug names and things like that, they're getting kind of crazy with some of the names. It's because they want to get the .com as well, and so you got to get very creative. And we were lucky and smart, I guess.
Right.
So,
well, that's fantastic. So, so the name Avalo, how did you guys come up with that? I mean, what does that mean, and what's the background there?
So I had a partner back then, and we really liked the Arthurian look, the English kind of art, the artwork. And so we have high back chairs, we have a knight in our office, and the apple on the end of Avalo actually is part of the Arthurian legend, where on the island, there was a tree that grew golden apples, and the apples were magical. And so we say we create online magic, and it's sort of been stuck with us for 25 years. And through the years, I've had different designers and things come in and say, oh, we need to change the look of the logo. And we've tried, and we just always go back to the look. Although when we first started, the apple was golden because it was gold and burgundy, 90s colors. And so we've sort of changed up a little bit on the colors, but the logo stayed the same.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And and so when I'm on Zoom and people's like, oh my God, you have a knight behind you, and then I can go into the story, and it just, it's part of branding, and it just works really well.
Yeah. Well, and you're great at helping companies also kind of refresh their look too.
Sure.
Because times do change, and I mean, there's new fonts being developed all the time. Some are good and some are not so good for the web, but it's great to have someone who's got the perspective you've had over all these years, seen all these changes, to help new companies, or like myself, looking to get online with the radio show, to help kind of steer and guide people in the right direction.
Yeah, and some people have a company that they've had for a while, and they haven't really thought too much about their brand. So, like, their website has a look, their business cards have a look. I was just talking to a guy the other day who had just an amazing logo, amazing business card, and I went to the website, and I was like, is this the same company? And so what we do is we help bring the two of those things together. And when you have a brand that is solid, and then what words your businesses are back behind, and this would be keywords, and you use them consistently, that's how you are able to optimize in that search engines, because Google doesn't look at pretty pictures or anything like that. It's just the content, and so that is something we work on too.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk more about SEO and marketing and things in the next segment, but it's time for a short break, folks. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Julie Hamilton. She's the owner of Avalo Web Development, and she, along with her team, created Senior Communities Guide. And we're talking about search engines and marketing and websites, and we'll talk more about that here in a few minutes. If you have a question for Julie, please give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well. I'm Ken Hageland. Please stay with us.
Now, more than ever, we are being faced daily with the topic of human mortality, and for many people, estate planning has been top of mind. Getting your estate planning done now can be easy and cost-effective. Schroman Law offers virtual options for initial consultations so that new clients can safely initiate the process. With many facing uncertain financial situations, Schroman Law also offers affordable fees for legal documents. Learn more at schromanlaw.com. That's SCHROMEN law.com.
SeniorCommunities.guide is your free online website to find housing, care, and resources for seniors in Minnesota. Use the powerful, award-winning search tool to quickly improve your search. You will have all the information you need to contact providers directly without any hassle. Start your search now at SeniorCommunities.guide and follow us on Facebook for interesting articles, helpful advice, and how older adults are changing the world.
SeniorCommunities.guide. Do yourself a favor and check out the amazing cuisine of EatLocalMinnesota.com. More than just a website, EatLocalMinnesota.com provides you with the best local and independently owned restaurants in the Twin Cities. Cafe Latte combines a cafe dining experience with gourmet quality food. Plus, you can still do online ordering and takeout along with gift cards. Just go to cafelatte.com and choose from their ever-changing selection of award-winning salads, sandwiches, and soups. Cafe Latte is located off Victoria and Grand and online at cafelatte.com. Victor's 1959 Cafe on Grand Avenue in South Minneapolis is a little piece of Cuba right in South Minneapolis. It's an authentic taste of Cuban cuisine for any meal of the day. Favorites include the ropa vieja, sweet plantain omelet, seafood paella, and more. Victor's has their dining room open for seating with no reservations required. Located off 38th and Grand. More at victors1959cafe.com.
Overwhelmed trying to make sense of Medicare? As a licensed advisor, I can help you determine your healthcare needs and evaluate your options. I'm Harvey Pearl of Pearl & Company, and I want you to have the peace of mind knowing you have the best coverage available. You deserve an advocate you can trust and coverage you can rely on. And there's no fee, ever. Annual enrollment is October 15th through December 7th. Call me now at 651-303-8889 so we can strategize together.
The Senior Linkage Line is a free, statewide service of the Minnesota Board on Aging, helping older Minnesotans and caregivers find answers and connect to services and supports. Questions about Medicare, transportation, looking to move to senior housing, overwhelmed with prescription drug plans? Call the Senior Linkage Line at 800-333-2433 or visit trellisconnects.org, where we help people optimize well-being as they age. That's trellisconnects.org.
Welcome back, folks. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about improving your health and quality of life. My name is Ken Hageland, and joining me today is Julie Hamilton. She is the owner of Avalo Web Development, and she, along with her team, created Senior Communities Guide. We are talking about search engines and marketing and how her team has created websites that look great, are easy to use, and rank high in online search results for over 25 years. Julie and her team recently created the website for this radio show, my radio show. Check it out at livinghealthyagingwell.com. If you have any questions for Julie, please give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. All right, before we get back to our conversation with Julie, I want to mention, if you are looking for assisted living in the St. Paul area, look no further than Episcopal Homes. They are located near Highway 280 and University Avenue and have been serving older adults for over 125 years. Part of a continuum of care, their assisted living community offers studio, 1- and 2-bedroom apartments. Services are provided by a compassionate care team who get to know you and what you like and become like a second family. Stay as busy as you want by attending art or exercise classes, join singing groups, or attend prayer and worship services. Enjoy fine dining and take in live performances or a movie at the theater. Gather with friends at the bistro or pub. Even take walks through gardens of green spaces and head over and read to the children from the on-site daycare. Episcopal Homes Assisted Living also offers memory care with specialized activities and support for those impacted by memory loss. For more information, visit episcopalhomes.org or call them at 651-632-8801. All right, let's get back into our show with Julie Hamilton. Before we get into this conversation here in this segment, we should let people know how they can get a hold of you if they want more information or have questions.
Sure. If you go to the website, www.avalo.com, and that's A, V as in Victor, ALLO.com, or call me, Julie, at 763-488-1630.
All right, great. We'll be, I want to mention also that the next two segments, people, if you have any questions, you've got to give us a call. This is a great chance. I know many people that listen to the show are small business owners or are work in a business, and this is a great opportunity to talk to someone who's been doing this for 25 years and to get your questions answered. All right, I do want to talk about my website, Living Healthy, Aging Well. It was a dream of ours for many years, but it finally came to fruition here this last month, and I'm just so excited about that. So, Julie, let's talk a bit about how that came to be.
Sure. We have we kind of came up with the logo for you, and it's funny because the first option was people kind of jumping out of a heart, and your reaction was you had mixed reviews, which is really sweet and nice, and it's pretty normal to not have the first one, hit it out of the ballpark right away, and so our second logo, which is the one that you have, was meant to show a happy, almost dancing-like symbol of a person in blue tones that we thought you would like, because I know that blue was one of the colors that you wanted to have. And one of the things that we didn't show you was we actually had another version of this with someone with a cane, kind of like a dancing person with a cane, and it just didn't work as well. So that's kind of how we came up with your logo. And once we had your logo and the colors, the rest of it kind of came together fairly well. And the one thing that we really wanted to have was we wanted to have someone to go to the website and be able to click, if it was between Saturdays between 12 and 1, to click, get to AM 950 and listen to you live right away. And then the other thing that we wanted to have is we wanted to have your upcoming guest show. And the reason why right now no one's showing is that today is the day that I'm on. And so everything it automatically, when you have an upcoming guest, will automatically go to past shows. And so that's where I sit. I sit into past shows. So that's quite interesting. Normally it's the day after, but so when you add things to it, we made it really easy for you. So when you add your shows in, all the upcoming guests will show up automatically, and as soon as the show is over, or during the show, they'll go into the past shows. And then from there, what we did is we made it easy so that when someone's looking at past shows, they can also listen to it. And how we did that is we made it so that you just, once the radio station has loaded the digital audio file, you'll take that link, put it on your site, and so they can listen to past shows going all the way back to 2017 right from your website. And it has the description and the date. And then we also made a little search for you too. So.
And it looks fantastic. And I'm looking forward to getting feedback from all the listeners as well, because they've been asking me for a long time. We've been doing this show for several years. And they said, where's your website? And I said, it's in my head. I'm thinking about it. So this has been great to work with you. And I'll tell you, anybody like myself who was thinking about a website and just thought, oh, it's too much work, I don't know how to start, I encourage you, call Julie, because she made this so easy. And it was just, I was surprised. Now, again, she's been doing this for 25 years, and her team is very experienced. So it was great to work with somebody who's done this. Now, there's a lot of people out there that claim to do web development, and I talk to a lot of those folks, and they call a lot. I get emails and calls all the time, and it's just nice to have somebody here locally that has been doing this and really understands small business and medium businesses and how they can really get the benefit of being online.
Yeah, we really enjoy creating websites for people, and smaller sites are really something that we can really help people kind of walk them through the process. And then larger sites, we actually put it into a system, and we have everything dated, and we make lists and kind of project manage it as well. And because we're custom developers, we can do just about anything. So when they want to connect other databases, when they have a CRM they want to integrate, in some cases we create whole new applications online to run their business because they can't find what they're looking for in online software, and so we just create it. And so we're not only web developers, but we're also online software developers, so we're able to integrate those back together. So I always tell people, if it's really complex, your web designer says, no, I can't do that, I guarantee you we can, because we can pretty much do anything. And so we're able to help people do custom work.
All right. We have so much more to talk about here. I have several questions that I thought about as you're talking that I need to have answered. So it's time for a short break, folks. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Julie Hamilton. She's the owner of Avalo Web Development, and she, along with her team, recently created Senior Communities Guide. And we'll talk a little bit about that later on here. But if you have a question for Julie, please give us a call, 952-946-6205, or you can text us your question at 612-999-3426. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well. I'm Ken Haglund. Please stay with us.
Don't be surprised if you hear your name when you walk into St. Paul Corner Drug. Our experienced staff make getting to know you their top priority. Developing a trusting relationship with our patients is the first step in providing personalized care that achieves the best outcomes possible. Make certain all your providers know who you are and what your needs are. It is a vital step in your well-being. Stop by St. Paul Corner Drug today to start a relationship with a staff that cares. St. Paul Corner Drug, pharmacy the way it should be.
Hi, I'm Claire Ferreira, President and owner of Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, here to share some information about our 5 for 25 drive program. We ask customers to take 5 minutes to review their experience with us, and we donate $25 to a local nonprofit of their choice. So far, our 5 for 25 drive has raised close to $50,000. Thanks to all of you out there who've taken part in this ongoing program. Find out more about our 5 for 25 drive program at standardheating.com. That's standardheating.com.
The Senior Linkage Line is a free statewide service of the Minnesota Board on Aging, helping older Minnesotans and caregivers find answers and connect to services and supports. Questions about Medicare, transportation, looking to move to senior housing, overwhelmed with prescription drug plans? Call the Senior Linkage Line at 800-333-2433 or visit trellisconnects.org, where we help people optimize well-being as they age. That's trellisconnects.org.
While shopping for a fireplace insert at Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces, I was amazed at all the choices. Not just gas, electric, or wood burning, but also built-in or freestanding, and options in every style from antique to modern. The staff really listened to us, explained the options, and helped us choose a fireplace we absolutely love. Now it warms our hearts and our home every winter. Thank you, Woodland Stoves, for a great addition.
Hi, I'm Peter Solak, putting in a word for the EPA Burn Wise campaign. It has important information about clean burning fireplaces. This is an important part of our mission at Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces. We know that the fireplace has to work. Work with your life, work with your living space, and also be environmentally smart. Come see us. Learn to burn wise. We have over 35 working units on display at the corner of Riverside and East Franklin Avenue in Minneapolis. Visit our store in person or online at woodlandstoves.com.
Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces, out of the ordinary products and services since 1977.
SeniorCommunities.guide is your free online website to find housing, care, and resources for seniors in Minnesota. Use the powerful, award-winning search tool to quickly improve your search. You will have all the information you need to contact providers directly without any hassle. Start your search now at SeniorCommunities.guide and follow us on Facebook for interesting articles, helpful advice, and how older adults are changing the world.
SeniorCommunities.guide.
Folks, welcome back. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about improving your health and quality of life. My name is Ken Hageland, and joining me today is Julie Hamilton. She is the owner of Avalo Web Development, and she, along with her team, created Senior Communities Guide, which we're going to talk about this segment. We have been talking about search engines and marketing and how her team has created websites that look great and are easy to use. That's really important. They're easy to use. Even I could figure it out with her help. And they rank high in online search results for the last 25 years. Julie and her team recently created the website for this radio show, so check it out at livinghealthyagingwell.com. If you have a question for Julie, now's the time to give us a call, 952-946-6205, or you can text us your question at 612-999-3426. All right, before we return to our conversation with Julie, I want to remind you, if you or a loved one are interested in exceptional care services, be sure and contact Episcopal Homes, located in St. Paul, Minnesota. Episcopal Homes is proud to provide a wide, full range of senior living and home health care services. Now, these services include transitional care and short-term rehabilitation. It also includes innovative long-term care, as well as assisted living. And that assisted living is at Iris Park Commons. And it's a fantastic community. They're a charming community. I would encourage you to give them a call and take a tour of that if you're looking for assisted living services. They also have great memory care assisted living services. They also have home care services, which is an option for their campus residents. In addition, they have what's called neighbor care, and that's in-home support options for people that live around the Episcopal Homes campus in the urban core of St. Paul. There's also independent living with optional services. There's affordable senior housing. They have intergenerational child care. Part of a whole continuum of care, Episcopal Homes has proudly been serving older adults for over 125 years. For more information, visit episcopalhomes.org or call them at 651-632-8801. All right, Julie, I know our listeners are going to have questions after the show because I get these questions every time I do a show. And how is the best way that people can reach you for more information, or if they have questions about websites or search engine optimization, how do they get a hold of you?
Sure. They can give me a call at 763-488-1630. Again, I'm Julie. Or you can email me at julie@avalo, and that's A, V as in Victor, ALLO.com. Or just go to avalo.com. You can get all that information there, or send us a little note on a form of contact us. So.
All right. A lot of ways to get a hold of you. And I'll tell you, folks, you will not be sorry. She is, first of all, wonderful to work with, just an amazing person. And she does great work. And as we mentioned in the last segment, it's full service. Many times I've had the people contact me, or I talk to people on networking groups, and they have someone that does some things good, but they don't have all the components. And so they end up trying to piecemeal their website or their branding or their overall marketing, and it just doesn't seem to fit right. And as we talked last segment, you run across people too that have done a great job with branding and doing things in the, not in the digital world, but more in the analog or the paper world. And then they're trying to get that connected to the digital world, and it just doesn't fit because they're not working with someone like you and your team that can think about it from a comprehensive or a whole standpoint.
Right. At Avalo, I just have a different kind of way of doing business than a lot of companies. I feel like everyone can work together. We have competitors, but that I really do believe that even competitors can help each other. And so what happens with that, I meet people and they say, well, I have a graphic designer, I have a writer. And I say, that's great. We can work together. And it's interesting because I can teach the graphic designer new cool things on user experience, which is UX, so that they design better for websites. And then they usually throw a design to us where we go, whoa, we're going to have to learn a few new programming things to make this design work and look really well in all the tablet and the mobile phone and the screen. And so really, I do work with just about everybody, and I love it because I learn from them, they learn from me, and it's just a great kind of way to, love your job.
Right. Well, that's one thing about you, too, I've learned, is you're very collaborative. Just if there's things that people can bring into the equation here, you guys are great at collaborating with people. I mean, like you say, it's not a competitive situation, it's a collaborative situation.
Yeah, I always say, there's enough work out there for everybody. So, you just have to communicate that, and work well with other people and stay in your boundaries when needed. And it's worked out really well for us. And it's also, over 25 years, I've met so many people. Some have stayed in the industry, some have left. And I have clients that I've had for 30 plus years. And it's really cool. We're kind of going through life together, as they say, And one of the things that's really important to me is community and caring and giving back. And so that's how Senior Communities Guide got created, was because I wanted to do something with my talents and my team talents where we could help people, and we saw an opportunity to be able to have a website where all of the 2,000 plus senior communities or places where seniors could live if they chose to not live in their home, and because there isn't a place where someone could go and see all of them. And so that's why we created Senior Communities Guide, is for people so that families and older adults could search themselves, contact the community directly. They don't get put on a list, where all of a sudden they have different places calling them because they're on a list, or we don't sell their name. We wanted something that was just truly 100% free and a give back and secure and safe for seniors to search for housing. And so that's what we built. And we're finding that there are other needs. We're working on something right now called Senior Resources Guide, which will help seniors who want to stay in their home, or it will also help seniors who aren't ready to move into a community but want to prepare. And so there are certain things you need to do to prepare to move in so that you are in your best financial situation, legal, and such. So
Yeah, and emotional.
yes, exactly.
That is the biggest thing I'm finding, that when I talk to people that are in transitions or helping with that, it's emotionally prepared. Because when you do, let's say, downsize, for example, you have to make choices. What are the things you're going to take with you, and what are the things you maybe can't take with you? And so there's a lot to that.
Yeah. And as I'm in the community of caring, which is the community of businesses that help seniors, I'm learning that there are people who help seniors move with dignity. There are people that help sort through your things, that help you get rid of that. And, they treat you with the respect and honor, and families that get involved. And it's been really great, because I started this out as kind of a give back, but I'm getting a lot back too, because I'm learning a lot. And my parents are 80 and I'm 56. So, we're all kind of older adults, as they say. And I want to promote older adults in a positive way. There is some ageism things out there. And so we use our social media, Facebook feed, to promote what cool things Minnesotan seniors and older adults are doing, as well as education. So
Yeah. Well, and that's, we had a show with you a few months ago to talk about this launch that you did this year. And what's so nice about this is that it allows people from the comfort of their homes to go through this process. I'm looking, and it's unbiased. It's, you're just pulling as many of these resources together so people can go and find out what they're looking for, and kind of go into the market with knowledge as to pricing and services and amenities and all the things that people need to make a good decision.
Right. And we wanted people to be able to get as much information as they could, so that when they did contact the community, they were pretty sure that that might be the place that they want to go. And then they do a tour, so they don't have to tour 5 to 10 places, because they get a good feel from just looking over the profile page. So we're working on getting more and more communities signed up with a larger profile page, and so that's really our agenda right now, is to do that. And help as many seniors as we can. So.
And I like the fact that it's really focusing on the community of caring with this additional area that you're looking at Senior Resources Guide, because it really is. There's so many resources. That's one of the reasons why I started the show, is that I saw people struggling with, where do I turn? I have a need. I don't know where to go. And that's one of the reasons why this show has been around for several years, is that we bring on people like you that help people find, hey, here's a need, and here's the resources, and we're really a matchmaking process here on the radio show.
Yes, and it's connecting, and really that's what search engine optimization is you are looking for something, and then Google or another search engine connects you. So we wanted to be that direct connections, just like that, for the senior community, for the older adults, and for families, social workers, people who need to find information quickly, and have it all in one place that they can go to. And so that's kind of what we're building.
Well, and what's so nice too is you can get images of the communities that you're maybe looking at, and again, from the comfort of your own home, decide, do I want to go and follow up and get a tour then of that. But it's nice to be able to have the great information that you have on that website, on your website, for these various communities. That and it's easy to find things too. You can do it by location, all kinds of great options for that.
Yeah, we found that cost and the kind of care, because a lot of people want to move into a community where they start out in independent care, but they don't have to move. And so they're looking for a community that kind of takes them all the way through their life. And because community is community, right? You build, you have friends, you meet people, and nobody likes, as much as realtors want to tell you, moving is always not that fun. So, and so especially at that time of your life. So we really want people to be able to find what they're looking for, whatever that is.
No, and that phrase "aging in place" is nice. So several communities have really tried to do that, where a person can make that move and stay there, because you do develop a lot of relationships. That's the whole point of getting into a community, is that you get great services, great care, and great socialization.
Yes, that is exactly how we want to use our site.
Well, let's mention to people how they can get more information and see the Senior Communities Guide. Where do they go for that?
You can go to seniorcommunities.guide, and if you have to have .com, you can go seniorcommunitiesguide.com as well. Both of them get to us. And we do have a phone number on there, but generally most people just use the guide. But our phone number is 763-204-8118.
All right, it's time for a short break, folks. We will be right back to continue our conversation with Julie Hamilton. She's the owner of Avelo Web Development, and she's also, her and her team, created Senior Communities Guide. If you have a question for Julie, please give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well. I'm Ken Hageland. Please stay with us.
I was on a road trip this summer, and it happened. A truck threw a rock, chipped my windshield, and the next thing I know, I had a crack. I wasn't just going to take my vehicle to any service center. I trust Rudy Luther Toyota to take care of my car. Whether routine service, new tires, large repairs, or even a cracked windshield, Rudy Luther Toyota has the professional, courteous, trained team you need to get your vehicle back on the road fast. Scheduling online is a breeze, and their service center is wonderful with Wi-Fi and coffee. No matter your vehicle, if you need service, head to Rudy Luther Toyota, 394 and 169 in Golden Valley.
Overwhelmed trying to make sense of Medicare? As a licensed advisor, I can help you determine your healthcare needs and evaluate your options. I'm Harvey Pearl of Pearl & Company, and I want you to have the peace of mind knowing you have the best coverage available. You deserve an advocate you can trust and coverage you can rely on. And there's no fee, ever. Annual enrollment is October 15th through December 7th. Call me now at 651-303-8889 so we can strategize together.
Ryan here with locally owned Snap Construction. Hey. Too much snapping. I have an important message. Roofing, siding, insulation, and window material rates have come down considerably. Production is up. Best of all, there's still time to lock in one of the many great city, state, and federal home fix-up loans with rates as low as 0%. Some cities are even offering no repayment until you sell or refi. We don't expect these programs to last much longer. Snap to it and set up your no-obligation inspection quote for your roofing, siding, windows, or insulation job today. Your Snap Construction remodel expert can lay out all the options for your roofing, siding, window, insulation project, along with all rebates, incentives, and federal, state, and city financing programs that you qualify for. Call Snap Construction today, home of the lifetime craftsmanship warranty. For over the last decade, we are arguably the most well-reviewed roofing, siding, window, insulation contractor in the Twin Cities. Don't take our word for it. Google us. Snapconstruction.com, 612-333-SNAP.
Taking prescription medication should not be a scary task. The staff at St. Paul Corner Drug makes certain you know everything about your prescription medication before you leave the pharmacy. Knowing what to expect and when and how to take your prescriptions gives you the confidence to safely take your medication and maintain good health. Should additional questions arise, we are here to help sort things out. St. Paul Corner Drug, pharmacy the way it should be, at stpaulcornerdrug.com.
Now, more than ever, we are being faced daily with the topic of human mortality. And for many people, estate planning has been top of mind. Getting your estate planning done now can be easy and cost-effective. Schroman Law offers virtual options for initial consultations so that new clients can safely initiate the process. With many facing uncertain financial situations, Schroman Law also offers affordable fees for legal documents. Learn more at schromanlaw.com. That's SCHROMEN law.com.
Welcome back back, folks. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about ways to improve your health and your quality of life. My name is Ken Hagelin, and joining me today is Julie Hamilton. She is the owner of Avalo Web Development, and she, along with her team, have created Senior Communities Guide, which we just talked about last segment. That's a great resource for people looking for transitions to a different housing community. We are also talking about search engines and marketing and how her team has created websites that not only look great, but are easy to use and rank high in online search results. And she's been doing this for 25 years. Julie and her team recently created my website for this radio show. So check it out at livinghealthyagingwell.com. If you have a question for Julie, please call us at 952-946-6205 or text us your question at 612-999-3426. Julie, if people have more questions for you and want more information, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
You can go to avalo.com and click on Contact Us or call us at 763-488-1630.
All right, fantastic. Well, we talked about Senior Communities Guide last segment, and we're going to have you back next month to talk about that more in depth. But I want to make sure that people understand just what a great benefit it is to work with you on their website. So many people that I network with and business owners just kind of struggle with that area because it's just, they're not familiar with the digital world, and they can do emails and whatever, and maybe have put together a website, but they don't understand that you can't just put that billboard out there on the Ethernet and think it's going to be the right thing. Tell us about some of the things that maybe people don't understand or make mistakes, or some of the benefits of working with someone like you and your team to really create a dynamic website that does rank high in search results.
Sure. We've always been ones to do search engine optimization by the quality of the content. And throughout the years, there's been tricks and things to get better in Google, and then Google figures it out and does something else. So if you have quality content, content would mean when someone goes to your website, do they know exactly what you do by the words, not by the pictures, by the words, and that would be by the title, by what's on your website, and by like bullet points, by the links you're going back and forth. You need to have quality content, and that's number one. And so we help you have quality content, even before we get going on it. The look and feel of it, of course, you need to have a website that looks nice, looks up to date, doesn't look old, because Google screen sizes change. So you want to kind of make sure that you're redesigning your website probably, I would say, every 5 years, because just so many things happen during that time. We have actually gone through and created sites and just put a new skin on it after 3-4 years, and people consider that a new website. And then for updating content, you want to make sure if you have new products, you're updating it, new services, and that you keep making changes. So if you have a blog, blogs are really great, but again, you need to blog and have significant content. It has to be a reason. It can't just be, you need to have it to talk about your business. It can be education. Education's great for blogs. Social media, having links to Facebook and to post things that you're talking about. Maybe you post your blog on Facebook as well. I like to use Facebook for fun things, education, and not pushing sales. Because unless you're a B2C, and you're selling some cute bag or something like that, that makes sense to have that picture and someone to be able to click and buy it. But if you're a service company, especially in senior marketing, where you're gently, kind of getting out what you do in a way that isn't pushy, because they get enough of that by, all the phone calls they get. And so from random businesses or whatever, because they're older, they get a lot of that. So you just want to make sure that you are showing them what great service you can give to them, and not being pushy. So
no, and that's a great point about it's important to do two things. for the website. One is for the search engine optimization, and that's keywords, using the right keywords and having great content. There's also the appealing side of it. There's the need to have some nice photos and it designed right, and the format and things, because people want to enjoy going to your website, not just have a bunch of words that are there. So you guys can do both, because you have the different disciplines in digital marketing and web development and front end and back end and all these different services that help people with generating a very quality website.
Yes, and people sometimes think that they need to say everything on their homepage, and really what they need to say is their key points and then have it linked into the website, because a lot of people just they go to your website, you're legit, they click on that phone link or they click on that contact us, because they just need to see that you are a great business. Now, if people are going to dig deep into it, that's great. That's what we all hope will happen. But overall, you need to make it easy for people to contact you. And then if they want to dig in for more information, that they can find that information easily. And that, what I always tell people too is, like, in the first paragraph of every page, if you are wordy, make sure that first paragraph says exactly what you're about to talk about on that page, because a lot of people won't go any farther. But you've made your point. And and the rest kind of is for Google.
Yeah, right.
So.
Right. Well, the other thing too is, and you guys can help with this, is there's so much analytics out there. There's Google Analytics and My Business, and if people don't understand what's happening, you can find a bunch of information about how much time people spend on your website, what pages they visit. So it gives you a sense for what's actually happening out there, and you guys can help them, again, understand what that is, and then help them develop things to make sure they improve their average time that people visit the website, and how many hits, and are their hits growing or are they shrinking? Because there's a lot of great information out there on those metrics.
That's exactly right, and we can have the report sent to you and kind of go over that with you as well. A lot of people are really surprised at how many people are using their phone, and so their mobile side of their website is kind of a copy, but not as easily to move around. And what we tell people is that make the mobile website super important.
Yeah, no, that is, everyone's on their phone, right?
Yep.
All right, folks. Well, we are at the end of the show here. I want to thank Julie Hamilton. She is the owner of Avalo Web Development, and she, along with her team, created Senior Communities Guide. And we've been talking about search engines and marketing, and how her team has created websites that look great, are easy to use, and rank high in search results online. And she's been doing this for 25 years. And Julie and her team created my website. So check it out, livinghealthyagingwell.com. Thank you, Julie, for being here today.
Thank you very much.
All right, we hope you enjoyed today's show, folks. Please contact us with any questions or comments you have regarding today's conversation. You can always reach us by voice or text at 612-999-3426. Please join us again next week at noon for another live broadcast. And thank you for listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about your health and your life. Until next time, choose to live well.
I've been waiting such a long time.